Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make beat without knowledge of instrument, without you don't know how to play instrument. And I'm going to show you right here in this particular video. And make sure you do it to join our free music production Telegram class. The link is in the description below. So click and join that class for free. So in this particular video, I'm going to show you how to make beat without you don't have knowledge of instrument, without you don't know how to play instrument at all. So the first thing we're going to do, for example, we're going to use Afrobeat for this tutorial class. So for Afrobeat, we're going to set our tempo to 100 and we're going to set our tempo to 100. So our tempo is already here. I'm just going to go to our pack of instruments. So we have our keyboard here. We have our keyboard here. So we're going to go to our keyboard. So we're already in our keyboard section here. Okay. So so the first thing you're going to do is to go to this setting. When you go to this setting, you go to helper. You see helper. When you go to helper, go to scale highlight. When you go to scale highlight, make sure you select major. Or it's either you select major. So these are different keys that you can also select if you want to play your song on C sharp, D, G, but make sure you put it on major. So when you put it on major, what you're going to be seeing is this white note. You see, you are seeing the black note and a white note. You see black here, white here, and black here, white here. So we're going to be concentrating on this white note. So the reason why there is this white note, all the key that will enable your music to rhyme is what is highlighted here as white note. All the sound that we're going to rhyme together. So in this particular video, I'm going to be choosing key C. So why key C is here, I'm going to take it down to octave. So I'm going to bring in, I'm going to put on my metronome. So metronome simply is a sound that helps to guide you so that you don't make mistake. So we're going to choose our root note. Our root note is your first note. For example, this is your first note. Then after choosing the root note, remember we're going to be placing our sound only on the white note. So I'm going to choose on this key C on the white note. So this is the melody that I'm creating. So this is the guide note that I'm creating, which is the pattern of the melody. So I'm going to be creating chord with this. So now that you have created your lead note, what you're going to do is to add another note. So this addition of this note is called a chord. Okay. So the more notes you add, now that I'm adding this extra note, extra sound to this, if you play the two, you see the richness of the sound has increased. It gives you rich sound. So I'm going to place here. I'm going to double them into 2/2. So you can see we just played our chord, right? We just played our chord. And another thing you need to note that if you don't have the right spacing, it will not sound very well. If this particular sound is too close here, as you can see, it's not rhyming. It's not that because the key is not right. You have another white note here, but proper spacing will have to make your sound rhyme together. Okay. So we're going to add extra additional note to make it 3. So this 3 is called triple chord. Okay. So the more sound you lay, the more enhanced and richer your sound is going to be. So I'm going to add the third note. You agree with me? That's very, very beautiful. So one other thing is whenever you make a mistake, don't forget, for example, maybe I put this note here. As you can see, it may not rhyme very properly. So do it to have enough courage to put it back. So you can also, this is an opportunity for you to experiment this. So remember, you concentrate on all the white notes. Remember to concentrate on all the white notes, okay? So now that we'll have our chord. And if you note, I'm going to click Ctrl A on my keyboard to highlight everything. And I'm going to drag it to another white note. So because the notes are right, it will continue to rhyme. It will continue to. So I'm going to drag everything now. I'm going to put it another white note. So I'm going to be dropping it another white note depending the sound that you want. For example, maybe you don't like this particular sound. I bring it down to another white note. I'm going to bring it down to another white note. You see, it's very, very accurate and correct. So don't forget, make sure you go to your what? Helper. Go to your scale highlight and go to your what? Major. Make sure this white button is here. Click, okay? So that they can be able to bring out this white ghost note for you. So what does this white note actually do? These white notes actually help to guide you where to place your sound so that your sound will rhyme very well. So all the keys that will make your sound be in alignment so that it doesn't sound off is what these white notes are representing. If you also look inside, you discover that there are also black notes inside, okay? So these black notes are the right sound. You can also do the same on a black note. If you do the same on the black note, you're going to get the same rhyme. But for the sake of this tutorial, we are using the white note especially to demonstrate this tutorial. So if you check this key here, this particular white note is for all the white key. The white note is for all the white key, while the black note is for all the black, for all the black keys. So I'm going to highlight again and I'm going to bring it down to another white note. Let's see if it will rhyme. So you can see no matter how we drag it to any white note, it will definitely going to do what? To rhyme. So I'm going to just select the particular sound that I'll prefer for this project. Beautiful. So we're going to be using this particular key C, for this particular project. So even if you go elsewhere to start from any white note and follow this guideline that I just showed you, you are definitely going to achieve the same result. But make sure that you don't put your sound on any other notes. So all the white line that you see here, they are all the right notes that will for the guidance that will make all your sound very well. So even if you choose your right note from here, you see it will definitely sound very fine. So for this particular tutorial, we're going to be using a 3-note chord. So remember that the more you add to your notes, the richer and sweeter your sound becomes. As you can see, this particular one did not sound well, so what we need to pull it down. So as you can see, so whenever you make a mistake, don't forget to make necessary adjustments. It's not because the sound is not right, but because the spacing is not right. So for example, I put it here, the sound is also correct, but the spacing is not appropriate. So what you simply do, drag it down and experiment and put it on the right space. And so when this sound sits on the right spacing, then your sound will be correct. So make sure you listen attentively and make sure that it rhymes on your ear. Once it rhymes on your ear, then you are good to go. So now that we have gotten our chord progression for this particular project, so I'm going to also show you how to play melody. Then I'm bringing in on my second sound. I'm using a stock plugin to show you. So on the next line, we're going to want to play a melody. So what is a melody? A melody is a single note that helps to express a musical form. A single note that expresses a musical form. Just when we have this chord that is expressing the musical form, we also have melody. So when you play single note that expresses a musical form, is called melody. So now that we are here, if you newly install FL Studio, you might not be seeing this shadow. So what is happening here now, this particular instrument that we played here, the shadow is now showing up in another instrument. How do we do that? Now, if yours is not showing up, what you simply do is to go here, go to this menu, piano roll menu, go to helper, and check this ghost channel. Control V. So I'm going to remove it now. You see it disappears. So the shadow, it disappears. I'm going to bring it back. Go to helper, and I will do, so the shortcut is alternate V. I'm going to click it and you see it will appear. So why is that not very helpful? So that any notes you play, the ghost will appear, the shadow will appear in other piano roll to guide you to play any other instruments. So the only way your music can sound very good is this particular key that you have chosen. This particular note that you have chosen is the same note that you are going to use to guide in every other instrument you are going to play. So if you miss or put your sound in any note that is other than this particular one you have created your chord with, then you are going to be out of the way and your sound will not rhyme. So what we are going to be doing now is this particular software has enabled us to bring out the shadow of our chord progression. This is the shadow of our chord progression. So this is the sound we are creating with, and this is the sound for this particular project. So any other instrument we are going to be playing, we are going to be playing it in line according to this shadow to be able to give us a good result. If it goes off the shadow, then you might not achieve a good result. But not okay. So right now, so we're going to be playing melody with this particular instrument right here. So I'm going to bring in a style. So guys, you can see this particular melody just fits in. You can also generate your own idea of the type of melody you want to play in your project. As you can see, I'm placing it on the right word, on the shadow. So I'm using the shadow to guide myself to play any other instrument right here. So why? Because this is the right key. You're on the right key for the project. So any other instrument you're going to play, you're definitely going to play it around this particular key of this project, and it's definitely going to rhyme and become a great music. Wow, that's so beautiful. So guys, so I'm going to bring in another instrument. For example, I'm bringing in maybe another instrument. I want to play another melody. I'm just going to come here. So I'm still going to follow this shadow note. I can just play. So guys, are you there? So you can see how it begins to rhyme up. So you can also do your own personal experimentation on the type of melody you want to play. So guys, this is sounding very, very interesting, guys. So here we're going to be adjusting the volume to be able to balance the sound to help it rhyme together very well. So another thing, we see that we have different octave here. What is an octave? So if you take note in this piano roll, you can see there are two keys here. 1, 2, black, 1, 2, 3. Then if you go up, you still see 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So which means what is down here is the same thing that is duplicated here. So whenever your sound moves upward, it gets brighter, it gets sharper. That is the variety of chord. I'm just going to use control. Use your keyboard, control arrow up, and it will go to the next octave. It's the same key. So you can also use control arrow down on your keyboard to bring it down the down octave, okay? So that is too deep. So the more it goes down, the deeper it is. So wow, this is very nice. So that's the way it is. So the deeper it is, the deeper it is, then the more bass sound. So this is where we used to get our bass from. So the higher it is, the more sharper sound you get, the more brighter sound you get, which give birth to our keyboard, our melody, and all that. So we have our metronome here. That sound that you are hearing, come, is called metronome. It's helping you to guide you into the timing so that you don't go off timing, okay? So once your timing is right, you can put it off. So now that we have gotten our key, what we are going to bring in, I'm going to bring in another sound. I'm going to bring in a bass instrument. So I'll go to my instrument section right here, and I'll bring this particular instrument. Or if you don't want to, I'll just come here, go to bass. This is your stock plugins. I'll just come here. I'll go to my piano roll. So I'm going to play a different bass style. So I'm going to bring it down to other octaves. So you can see that my bass line, I also arrange it on this note. So because it's on a lower octave, that is why it sounded like a bass. So if I use my control arrow up direction to bring it up, I'm bringing it to the next octave. But for the sake of the bass line to ramp up, I'm going to bring it down. Bass line doesn't need to be very high and sharp. It needs to be below, okay? So you can also experiment and play a different style of your own. So you can see anywhere you put it. It just rhymed, okay? So you can see the power of following the shadow note. So make sure you follow this tutorial step by step. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and ensure that you join our Telegram music production class. This link is in the description below, where we post regular videos on how to be better in music production, okay? So we're going to leave this bass line because it's already working very fine. I'm going to be deleting this. So I'm just going to bring in an Afro snare. Let's see. So what I'm actually doing here, you see, I'm putting the actual spacing. I'm not just jam-packing everything together. So it is the spacing that helps to rhyme up your music. So I'm going to be offing this one for you to understand. So you must make sure you put it on the right spacing. So if it's not rhyming here well, remove it and put it on the next one to try. If it's not rhyming well here, remove it. For example, what do you need to do? Remove it and put it on the next space to try. Can you see? So I'm just going to click this button so that automatically the software can help me refill the rest of it. So the software just helped me refill the rest of it. So this is the button you click and it will just help you refill the rest of it. So I'm going to be putting the kick. Then this is my drum section. I'm just going to clean up this. Then you can go here, refill. Or you can as well arrange it with your hand, just put it. So make sure you put it on the right spacing so that it can rhyme, okay? Or you can right click, you go to fill, just fill it in and it will fill automatically. You can also go to fill by first step. So I'm going to put on the so you have to use the volume to adjust so that to have a good balancing. So I'm going to bring in a string, another instrument. So I'll come here, bring in another instrument version. Let's say I'm bringing in a string. So I'm going to look for a string, right? So let's say this is a string here. Then I'll go here. Remember, I'm going to be using this shadow. I'll just place this on the shadow. Move this. You can also double it. So I'm going to move it to the next octave. I'm just use the volume to balance it so it will not be too loud, so that you can blend it with the rest of the sound. So guys, you will agree with me, definitely this is so awesome. So this is how you actually make beats, and follow the step by step. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and make sure you watch other videos where you can have enough knowledge, tips and tricks on how to make music better. So you can also experiment other things. So this particular melody, I'm just going to pull it upward. The higher it is, maybe the better the melody. So to make this sound good, I'm going to take this sound to the mixer. Let me just give it a little mixing. So I'll go to 7. I'm going to give it a reverb effect to see how it's going to sound. I'm also going to add a reverb to this. Then I'm going to 9, 10. So guys, this is how you make your beat without you don't have knowledge of instrument. Okay, without you don't know how to play instrument, this is exactly. So make sure you follow this tutorial step by step and share it to your friends who are also willing to become a music producer, where you can make your song as an artist and also make your own beats that you can sing. So this is the way how it works. So I'm just briefly going to show you how to mix this beat a bit. Then I'm going to highlight. I'll click Ctrl C to copy. So make sure you follow this tutorial step by step. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and do well to join our free music production Telegram class in the description below. The link is actually in the description below. So check there and join the class now. So I'm going to go to 2 and I'm going to Ctrl V. Then I'm going to go to my playlist and I will come here, this 2 here, and I'll go to split to channel. So I just quickly want to quickly show you how to arrange this particular bit. Then press down your control, then left click to highlight all of them together. So once this is green like this, then drag and drop on your playlist. So this is how you go about arranging your beat. So I'm going to highlight all of them. Press Ctrl B to duplicate it. So after duplicating it, this is just the fastest way to arrange your beat to sound great, okay? To arrange your beat on your playlist. So I'm just going to create my intro right here. I'll switch my button to song. So I'm just going to title it intro. I'm going to remove some instrument. I'm going to remove some instrument here. And I'm going to spice it in with this one. Chorus. So this is my first chorus. So this is my solo one. So this solo one, I'm going to remove some instruments. So you can choose your variety of instrument that you have there. So this is let's say back to chorus, or not to chorus 2. So I'm just going to add chorus solo 3. So this could be our last chorus. So make sure you follow this tutorial step by step so that you achieve the same result. So I'm just going to put a tail to just end it. So this is our last arrangement. So guys, so this is how you make beats, arrange. So all right guys, so this is pretty much how you make beats without the knowledge of instrument at all. So don't be scared, follow the same steps step by step. Make sure you arrange the beats. Then after arranging your beat like this, for you to mix down your audio to have your final product, all you simply do is to go to file, go to export, you have different version here. Then you also have the shortcut. You have control arrow, you have control shift arrow for MP3 and all that. So for this particular project, if you want to send it to your friends, you can just go export to sample tutorial. We'll just say tutorial production. So we're just going to click so in this particular one, maybe I'm going to render to MP3. So you have different options here. You have OGG file, you have FLAC, you have MIDI file, then you have wave and MP3. But for the purpose of this tutorial, you can also render both MP3 and wave, but I'm just going to do both, right? So it's rendering. Perfect. So you can see, I'm going to preview. You see, this is the MP3 version and this is the wave version. So for the MP3 version, if you want to send it to your friends or however want to rehearse with you, just play. So guys, this is pretty much on how to make beats without knowing how to play instrument. Okay, so follow the same step by step, experiment it in other things that you want to do, and it will be sure. So make sure you share this video to your friends who wants to become music producers, who are interested in becoming professional music producers, or want to go into music production. And make sure you join our Telegram music production free class group in the description below. So see you guys in the next video.